Good day, everyone. Honorable Dean, Faculty of Education, Professor Gina Nurmila, Honorable faculty members, Faculty of Education, Universitas Islam Internasional Indonesia, Pak Bambang, Ibu Tati, Ibu Syarina, and Ibu Destina, Honorable Speaker, Bapak Ahmad Hidayat, and my beloved friends and colleagues, PhD, and my students, Faculty of Education, Universitas Islam Internasional Indonesia. Welcome, everyone. We're here to have our 27th lunch talk. It is a bit different with our monthly lunch talk because today is lunch talk without lunch. Yeah, however, today is very special, yes, because we are fasting here and it is Ramadan month. I believe we will have a valuable knowledge this afternoon. My name is Shifa. I will be your moderator today. First of all, let's start our agenda with opening remarks from the Dean, Faculty of Education, Triple IU. Professor Rinaldo Milad, the floor is yours. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillahirrahmanirrahim. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Muhammadin sayyidil mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Thank you very much, Shiva, the moderator for today. So this is the suggestion from our lectures that we need to involve students to be moderator or whatever it is in our activity. No honorarium on it. This part of the education, of the training and your participation are invited. And I would like to thank the speaker, Dr. Hidayat, who is a friend of Bambang and also come from Kuningan. Yeah, my parents is from Kuningan. So we are very close. It is within 4 kilometers. Yeah, okay, less than 3 kilometers. I know where it comes from. Yeah. And we really thank you for coming here to our new university. This is one of the ways for us to network, to broaden our network. And we have spread your city and we have been all over the world. And Siva will introduce you to us today. And in addition to the offline participants, this event also open to public by providing online, yeah, via Zoom. And if I read the topic that we will deliver today, which is the Indonesian higher education under the administrative regime, it seems that the content of the speech will be like what the complaint of the administrative burdens given to the lectures. I have become a lecturer in Islamic higher education for more than 30 years, and I know the difference from time to time. For example, in the 1990s, our duty is only come to campus to teach. Yeah, there was no administrative matters that we need to sign our arrival or our coming. Our commitment was with the students only, and students know that we are coming to the class, teach, and then the exam, and we usually receive the additional remuneration other than what we receive from our monthly salary, and that's usually being given by cash, yeah, cash and signing the proof that we have already taken the money. It was very simple, but I think it's from 20 something here, uh, there has been many administrations that the lecture need to do. For example, after we examine students, usually we only examine students and then go to the administrative staff and then we sign the remuneration, cash, we go home. That's it. But for now, I mean, I think it has been like 3 or 4 years that the lecture need to fill in like monthly invoice to what they have done. For example, I have already, for example, examined PhD dissertation. Yeah. So for this, we need to give invoice, yeah, to the staff that we have done this. This is the proof that there is the SK, yeah, the document that give the tax from our superior, and this is the grade. So everything need to have evidence, and we need to keep that evidence in an organized way every month. And in addition, every semester we need to have LBKD, laporan beban kerja dosen, so that the report of our burden. I don't like the word burden actually. Yeah, I like the word kinerja. Kinerja is yeah, output, yeah, output, our outputs, and then also the outcomes. There are so many things, so many administrative things like in addition to that, now we need to have SKP. SKP means, what is that? Sasaran kinerja pegawai. Yeah, that's also, this is usually being drafted by the staff from human resources, but now this should be done online by us. Yeah, because we need to give evidence for what we do. And then in addition, when our study program have accreditation, of course, we need to provide so many things to the staff. So, and there are positive side of this, of course, yeah. That this can be differentiated between very productive lectures to non-productive lectures. But I think the disadvantage is that paying attention to details can reduce our time to something substantive. Yeah, like for example, well, now I'm studying, and beginning today, I need to prove what is means by daily performance. And I asked Nadia, just should the dean also input the report to the rector? Because if I need to do it, this means also additional job for the rector to check the bodies, yeah, the daily performance of the bodies. If the rectors need to dedicate the time for this small administrative matters, means that his attention to something bigger like making collaboration or anything that is substantive for our university will be reduced. Yeah. Well, let's listen to Dr. Rahmat Hidayat. I'm wondering whether the lecture will give solution for us or might be the tips how to respond to this. I think that's all from me. Thank you very much for coming. I see that the number of participants are decreasing. I don't know whether because this is the fasting month, because we actually have a dedicated time, Monday and Tuesday, for our public lectures for us to read. And as an incentive, of course, the Faculty of Education will provide you boxes for you to read your fasting. Okay, thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Ibu Ina Nurmila. Okay, before we begin our presentation session, let me allow to invite Bapak Ahmad Hidayat to the stage. Sit with me here. Okay, Pak. Thank you for coming here. Before we begin our presentation session, let me read your CV first. It's an incredible CV because it has 7 pages, but a summary of that. Okay, maybe Mas Sofian can show. Okay, Bapak Ahmad Hidayat is an associate professor in the Department of Sociology, State University of Jakarta, called Ibu NJ ya Pak. And he graduated his PhD at Department of Science Education, Université Lumière Lyon, France, 2014. And then he actively engaged in three Dharma activities, teaching, research, and social activities up until now. It is very incredible. And then he also active as in the organization. He also actively as peer-reviewed scientific articles in a numbers of scientific articles. So today he will present his paper, his lecture about Indonesian higher education under the administrative regime. Bapak Rahmat Hidayat, the floor is yours.
Okay, good afternoon. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm very happy to come here. Thank you, Pak Bambang, for having me. And Bu Nina, Pak Bambang is my old friend. I think we connecting each other since 10 years ago when he's still working in Malaysia. I remember at the time when, because at the time he still connecting with Indonesian lecture, some Indonesian university to give training workshop in his field. And I remember one his friend, also my friend in UNJ, it's Ibu from the psychology faculty, Ibu one is his friend. So I remember at the time when he gave lecture, the seminar in Jakarta, I should call him and I met him sometime in shuttle bus when he will go to Bandung to his family, maybe around 10 years ago. So, Budina, thank you also for having me. And I also Pak Bambang, Butati is, I connecting with Butati because her student her former student, yeah, her student from Win Ciputa, also my roommate, Wisconsin medicine, when I stayed there for 6 months, 2021. His name is Anis, and now he's a PhD candidate in Department of Education in UW Medicine. So it's close connect with each other, Abamang and Betawi. And also Budina, same hometown in Kuningan, West Java. Okay, today I'm going to talk about my research. Actually, this is my research about because I wrote my PhD thesis in France in Lyon in 2014. It's about the politics of higher education in Indonesia after regime. Then my concern at the time about the on-state campus, which is now we can call it's PTN Perguruan Tinggi Nasional Badan Hukum. At the time we call as PTN BHM Badan Hukum. Yeah. So now my talk also connecting how the changing situation, complexity, as mentioned from Ulina about how complex the administrative in every day in our uh, activity in the campus in the university. And okay, this is my outline presentation today. The first one, I would like to give you a brief introduction, what the problem in terms of the complexity and paradox of administrative in university. And the second one, I try to connecting and tracing the roots of the historical colonialism, of Dutch colonialism, which is for me it's very important. Why now Indonesian higher education facing the paradox of administrative, but also its connecting to the Dutch colonialism at the time. And the next one, I will give you about how the state control, which is, I mean that the state with mainly power and how the state control every day. The lecture in all the university in the country in Indonesia, from not only from teaching as Lina mentioned, now we should report research and also community service as part of the Tridharma curriculum ini. So this is how to report, how to make daily report and uh, with the surat tugas, surat keterangan, and also certificate as one of obligatory from part of the administrative dimension. And the next one, I would like to talk about the internationalization agenda and structural transformation. If we talk about Indonesia case, I think not only from look from Indonesia case, but also we should take from the broader dimension, from the broader perspective. It is coming from the international perspective. It coming from how we look in the international agenda, from the about the world ranking specifically at one example, and also about we also mentioned about accreditation. It's important, I think, accreditation, not only from national accreditation. Now, many universities in the country, in Indonesia, we should prepare for the international accreditation. It's very, very complicated preparation for not from 1 year, but I think from 2 years before the process of accreditation. Let's say my university now, my faculty, social science faculty, now we still preparation for the international accreditation from one international agency from Germany, and they will check all of documents from teaching, research, community service, teaching, from the course CDB, from the examiner, and anything about documentation about understanding teaching, research, and community service. And last one, I think I would like to talk about the closing remark about the bureaucratic reform, and also how we start and how we propose the important agenda. This is very important because we look, in this year, after the national election, we should look how the prospect, the politics of higher education after national election, as I talked with Bang before we start our conversation today, how and what the prospect, the projection about politics of higher education after national election in this year. This is many question in terms of our research, in terms of our agenda, and also funding from the research, etc. Well, I will start from the introduction. And as I mentioned before, the one important problems in the higher education now is the administrative bureaucracy. Yeah, I agree with Nina mentioned. Nina almost 30 years as a teacher, as a lecturer, more than yes. I am a junior lecturer from India. This year, Ibu Nina more than 30 years. Now this year, my experience almost 20 years. So I also remember when I starting as a lecturer, lecturer at the time, since 2004 at the time. I remember, and every time we just check, get the cash money after we teaching, we examine, etc. But now it's very complicated with some mini report, BKD, SKP, Rainbow. Well, one important thing because now we are from BL, we should prepare what the report remuneration for those is different with this university because this is after PTN right? And now wage is still PTN value, which is transformation transition to PTN and this is not only from the public university because now because we are from I'm waiting from the Ministry of Education and we have from the Ministry of Religious Affairs. But also I think this is also for the private university. Uh, I think private university which is more complicated because they have not only from the government but also from the foundation, yayasan. Let's say from one private university from one foundation, they should report to foundation, and also they should report to something like cooperative at the time. Now LDT, so it's more complicated than us from Kemdikbud and Kemenak, and also maybe from other government universities like STPDN, IPDN, or Poltek, etc. So I think as long as education, this is how the formal process and that's what can managed by formal institution from the schools and now until to the university. And at the time, like be a professor before the administrative complexity, I think something like a comfort zone. But now, like professor like Dina or another professor, they should uh, have obligation, right? Like Dina to have obligation or maybe because if one professor they not keep the obligation, I think the government will stop the incentive for the professor. So that's different. It's at the time before the administrative professor like the comfort zone, it's not too busy. But now the professor should have the obligation to report obligation every year, right? So this is one of the points if you look about the complexity administrative prevention. Yes, now I think in why the question is why I propose the conversation about this topic because this is our daily life, as a lecture. And the second one, it is according to my research about the politics of higher education, and now I'm also joined with some lecture association, with some lecture movement, according how to give the response, the feedback from some of the higher education policy, and I joined with some lecture association and to something like the discussion to give the report of feedback. Well, what the focus my presentation today this is about and the complexity of the bureaucratic administration in Indonesia and Asia. And there is domination the bureaucratic administration in the university governments under the control of the administrative regime. In the literature of the higher education studies, because in my discipline, because my discipline is sociology and one of the sub-discipline is sociology and higher education. So one topic regarding the it's mentioned administrative regime, how it's mean that how a bureaucratic system management totally managed, totally controlled by many things about instruments, about the measurement of the administrative. So it's mean that how we look the administrative regime as a concept. This is very related with the topic, with the context about higher education in English, and also I think also in another country. Uh, this is the controversy. I think maybe my friend, my colleague from tribal this university remember in 2023 there is a controversy from the the Ministry of Higher Education about the honor collective credit for the lecture at the time, and many Indonesian lecture they feel station, they feel something like disappointed time, and it's invite me to write about my observation today. And yeah, I think Tridharma is important for us, but what is different because Tridharma now is becoming more complicated. Tridharma not only for we had teaching, let's say we have like 16 credits in my department, in my university, but also we should prepare what is the course syllabi, and then what is the instrument, what is the something like the instrument for teaching and also research. And research now is very complicated because uh, we should, in my university, we should apply research communication in faculty and university. It's something like paradox. Faculty just gave us a small budget, let's say 5 until 7 million rupiah. But the obligation for us, we should publish in Scopus. This is it's just not 1 year, it's like just 6 months, 6 or 7 months with budget 5 million rupiah. So that's the problem. That's the problem. I think not only from our university and also not from the Scopus. We should also register for the hak patent. So Scopus and also hak patent every year. So this is one example I give you. We are in the under pressure about the state, the university, and if we cannot apply our outcome, the university will stop our remuneration salary every 3 months. So and administrative at the same time it's connected with the punishment from the university. If I can submit my article in 1 year, the university will stop my remuneration, or maybe will reduce my remuneration. Let's say I got every 3 months 20 million rupiah, and I didn't submit my manuscript to the Scopus, and the university will I just gave maybe like 10 millions rupiah every 3 months. So for one lecture, for one lecture, in our university there is 900 lectures. So the problem is similar with another problem in my university. So this is one of the problems in PTN BLU, which is transition to PTN. So we should, the obligation to upload the documents to many different information system, which is application. We have Sinta, we have Sister, we have Simpan, Siakan, Simpan Karma, and yeah, we have Simpan Karma. Yes, yeah, Simpan Karma. There are many applications. I will give you how illustration about the Indonesian lecture in the stress and the pressure of the application. So this is the complexity of the democracy will reloading the faculty for provides. I mentioned like phenomena Dominus, and 2 years ago in 2023, it's like momentum at the time, I think, and many professors look. This is the phenomenon as for the Indonesian university at the time, and now I think we still have same problems because they are not solution at this point. Okay, the government, your office, I think, yes, an office from the director of higher education in the ministry. She working. I talked with her. We talk about project the program in the director of higher education with my boss. Yes, information for my boss there. Uh, the government, I think, they not yet give the best solution for the bureaucratic for the bureaucratic understanding for us. Okay, and yeah, because the determination of the external job of the Jeddah University is teaching research and foreign service, and the meeting application and drawing of files. Yeah, application is very high application, I think, and not only from national participant benefit, but also, as I mentioned before, from an international agency. And when we have a German agency who, I don't know, it's like a hire or as a contract, but yeah, I look this is like a business from the agency international to look at the perform teacher, lecture, staff, uh, the staff, the staff they should speak English in the monitoring. If the staff can speak English, the grade will better. Because Indonesia we are not from native speaker, so that's the problem from many staff in our university. They cannot speak English. Yeah. And yeah, this is like need more many times for the teacher or lecturer to focus about the application about the study, and it's make not the concentration focus to the academic substantive as Budina mentioned to academic. So sometimes Budina will be focus is more focused to the administrative but not to academic, but to the international relation. At the same time, the university they have project, they have agenda to be world class university. But the university is still busy at the administrative dimension. The question is how the university will make collaboration, will make agreement with the foreign university. They can invite, yes, they can invite foreigner scholars, they can invite professors to come in the university. No, that's not time because every day there are many, meeting from the morning after afternoon. Every day they are meeting to the accreditation, to the remuneration, etc. So that's the problem. Well, this is I try to learn about uh, why this matter is still a problem in the country. Although this is disclaimer, I'm not a historian, but I try to learn. This is connected to the historical perspective and how the Dutch colonialism legacy gave the basic foundation for the administrative focus in the higher education. So uh, this is a historical dimension since the Dutch colonial era. We have the oldest university in the country, UI, which is constructed and built by the Dutch colonial at the time, and also UI have one branch now we call as ITB, Institute of Technology Bandung, as part of the UI at the time, like my university, UNJ is at the time is part of the UI, Faculty of Education, chapter UI. So what the problem or what the focus on Dutch colonialism legacy? I think colonial government built the Indonesian higher education sector by adapting the Dutch system and curriculum to meet the needs of the government. So it is like how the university try to look what's the the government need, and then the university will provide some of the administrative personnel to fill the demand or the from from the government. So this is colonial government used the University of Indonesia as propaganda platform in the revolutionary war. Yes, this is according to the revolutionary war at the time, but also in from my view, it is how the Dutch colonialism, Dutch colonialism at the time, how to design, how to make a preparation, a foundation of the higher education, but at the time it's more focused to the preparation for the administrative requirement at the time. So in the early days of independence, there was no clear legal basis for higher education. So the government had room to exercise their control of state university library. So the next part which I talk about is state control or domination control. I think start from here, start from how the Dutch colonialism, because if we look from the historical Dutch colonialism, they tried to control many things in the country, in the state of the colonization, from education, from politics, from the law, infrastructure. So in this case, I try to look how the politics fiction and highlight is from the domination from the Dutch. Okay. Yes. The main point I think Dutch colonialism at the time put the state higher education institution such as Turkey under the direct control of the government. This Dutch colonialism at the time, and this is give the implication for the political as the political propaganda media, and make starting how the politics of domination country starting from the Dutch colonialism. Okay, this is I try to uh, provide you a brief introduction, briefly explanation about uh, what the Dutch colonialism legacy to the higher education in Indonesia, because at the time the Dutch colonialism, the Dutch system tried to like a system in the university, and also meet to the labor needs in the colony. Try to working in the public official, public government, in Indonesia is working in kewarganegaraan at the time, kepresidenan at the time. They mentioned in term the concept of kewarganegaraan, presidenan, which different right now, like wali kota, kabupaten kota is different. At the time, the concept is like kewarganegaraan, presidenan, and the university try to prepare the staffs working in kewarganegaraan and presidenan. So yeah, the Dutch colonialism at the time used to be as the propaganda platform to distract Indonesian youth from the revolutionary movement. You can see in the picture, this is how the University of Indonesia is still in the Dutch language, like it's like diploma, jasa, something like a jasa, and there is mentioned the president, like a lecture, actor, and what is the what diploma, and something which is like education, and how the system for the from the Dutch colonialism at the time it gave the influence into the higher education. Okay, so the impact of the colonization is in the influence of the education system implementation by the Dutch government. Education is regulated by the Dutch government with the aim of producing administrative officials. As I mentioned, they will work in the Karesidenan or Kawadanaan, something like similar with now Kota and Kabupaten, or maybe some like in Jakarta there is Jabodetabek, Jakarta, Bogor, Tangerang, Bekasi is one of the agglomeration, and Dutch colonialism there is mentioned Kawadanaan like Bogor, Kawadanaan Kars dan Bogor, there are Bogor, Cianjur, and Sukabumi. There are three regions in some place in Presiden Cirebon, there is Cirebon, Kuningan, Majalengka, and Surabaya. Yes, okay, I take that. Yeah, for example, in President Soekarno in the 1950 gave approval for the professorship of the Indonesian academics to replace the role of the Dutch professor who returned to his country. And I think the most important, yes, uh, the most important I think, okay, I think the most important is in the transition from Orde Lama to Orde Baru. We have the Undang-Undang number 22, 1961 about higher education. This is one and the first higher education regulation in Indonesia. Now we have Undang-Undang number 12, year 2012. And this is the first time after the Orde Baru we have undang-undang about higher education. Okay, and although I think at the time we have the undang-undang higher education, but the Dutch influence still, still dominate in the higher education regulation. Even they are still changing transition from Orde Lama to Orde Baru. Okay, and this is the politicization and restriction of academic freedom and autonomy continue in the era of the new order, including the establishment of the status of a public official or state apparatus in order to restrict the movement of lecture. So one thing in the order baru, after we have the Undang-Undang number 22, is that about the politicization and restriction of academic freedom, and also there is no autonomy. In fact, why there is no autonomy? Because the system of the bar is totally centralization by state government. Right? So many universities of the university, in particularly about the public university, we are under control of the state government. Right? So in terms of the higher education studies, concept of autonomy will lack concept of autonomy in during the lab. And then after the month, starting from 1999, we start mention and try to implement the concept of the autonomy, which is mentioned about the background behind it. This is my specific time in France. I wrote about what is the changing political background before PKNDMN. This is from Orde Baru, and after Orde Baru, we talk about the mention about autonomy, concept about the accountability, the concept about the university government, the university governance. So we start from the 1999 about the PKNDMN. So this is the milestone. If we talk about Indonesian higher education, this is starting from the 1999, which is the policy of the PTN from the government at the time. So at the time I interviewed the director of the Professor Joko Santoso. He's the Director General of Higher Education. He was former rector of ITB. I talked with him and to get what's the background, and also I talked about some of the former of the Director General of Education, Pak Professor Arismanda. I forgot the name, but he's Professor ITB. I forgot the name. Yeah, still remember the name? No. Yeah, I talked with some expert and also the former also the Nizam, because from Nizam at the time he was a secretary of the higher education council, I think. They want Pendidikan Tinggi, I think. And I talked with him about the concept of the autonomy university, the concept about the university governance, the concept about the accountability, and also I talked with some rector from UI, ITB, UGM, Erlangga about, because at the time there are still four universities, ITB, ITB, and UGM, I think. The four university which is the pilot project for the academy at the time. So this is, I'm sorry, I think not clear my slide here, but this is the story of the PTNBH. PTNBH is the public university which is state owned. Why you are from the abroad? Why we mention about PTNBH? Because it is like like autonomy, like public autonomy university, and not from government university. Like we can manage in terms of the academic, you can manage in terms more independent, autonomy about the finance, both infrastructure, both the resources, all of the aspects which is managed by the university. So this started from 2000 at the time, and then in 2009, if you remember, we have the Badan Hukum Pendidikan (BHP), which is rejected by the MK, the Constitutional Court at the time. And also in 2009, we have the project, the government starting the project about PTNBLU, which is what is the PTNBLU? PTNBLU is mean there is part from the government, from the state government, and part from the university. This is like a preparation, like a transition from the university, from the public university to the state-owned university. Because in Indonesia we have three system higher education in the country. The first one, it's called as a satker, satuan kerja. Satuan kerja is totally controlled by the government. It's now still spread in the country. And the second one is the PTNBLU, Badan is how to part one from the state, but also from the university. They can have some business, but different with the last one is the highest. The highest one is the PTNBH, the state-owned university. It's like autonomy university, and the government, the minister, the Mas Menteri, become the part of PTNBH. In fact, there is a gap, gap from PTN Satker and PTNBH, PTNBLU, and PTNBLU becoming PTNBH. Still many differentiation, many different in terms of the resources, the final resources, income generating is the problem here, like my university. Because if my university becoming PTNBH, we should prepare, how much we prepare to generate. In fact, we don't have anything which can sell, which can like hotel, we can like maybe they have mall, Botanic Square mall in Bogor. We they have some commercial place, but wait, we don't have commercial anything. So how we can get the money? So the most the simplest for the student. So and then at the time the university can tuition fee, they coming opening the international class, but the teaching still in bahasa. Language in bahasa, syllabus in bahasa, just like communication. Well, we have international class like from macroeconomy, but the system in the class still bahasa Indonesia, and there is no foreign teacher, foreign language, foreign lecturer who will teach in the class. So this is just to coming to attract many students will get the income generating from university. So this is the problem. If we talk about UI, ITB, UGM, Erlangga, they have commercial place. UGM, they have hotel, they have some resort, but like UNJ or also maybe in Semarang, in Yogyakarta, they don't have what commercial place to becoming income generator. So that's the problem we talk about the project in PTN. And yes, from the 2012, this is starting the project from the government. They start for the PTN. Many university now becoming PTN. Last year, there are some university in Indonesia, UNP, Padang, UNES Semarang, UM Malang, UNESA Surabaya, same with us from the LPTK keep becoming university at NDH. So in the next slide, in the next picture, you can see this is the different system which I mentioned before about the KTN Satker, KTN BLU, and KTN BH. So the government, they try all of the university becoming KTN BH. So this is the problem because I think this is the more preparation, we need more assistance from the government, from the established at NBH will be coming, give the advice, give the support, or maybe some need to check the document, check the resources, etc. So this is the problem about preparation about the NBH. Okay, I think next. Yes, this is the state control. State control over the administrative bureaucracy of the lecture at University of Indonesia has been done a topical topic until now, I think. I'm when in the end of every year, my friend and also I think and sometimes I feel stressed because we should submit many reports every year of the year for the teaching, research, etc. And also Budina, every Ramadan, we should, I think we should focus on the ritual as a Muslim, but and my friend in the campus, they should focus to the system of administrative. Until the sahur, until after the sahur, they should submit, they should report SKP, BKD, generasi. So Ramadan sometimes not for the ritual, for as a Muslim, but my friend from the status of the WhatsApp, they especially for the people, they have to output expression every day. They should thinking what is the paper which upload, not thinking what is the menu of iftar. No, so this is how it's like that every month because now we prepare to the 3 months remuneration. Because the remuneration from the PTN they like every 3 months. So now in March and the university they will be waiting our report. So the report the deadline sometime the the last 10 day before closing Ramadan. Sometimes we should itikaf in the mosque, but actually we should itikaf in the laptop to submit the paper, to submit the surat tugas, certificate, etc. So this is the situation in my university every year because sometimes the Ramadan in April or in March. So this is related with 3 months after the every year from January to 3 months to make 2 months to give the report on what is our report. So and I think the momentum is that in 2024, this is about the regulation from the Menhan RB, from the Ministry of State Apparatus Public Information and Democracy. It's like a trigger for lecture with short deadline to register their performance credit numbers. I think this is in the second one, second picture. This is the regulation is made trigger from an Indonesian lecture at the time in the 2023 at the time. And also many Indonesian lecture at the time they feel frustration and disappointed and how to submit the report under the time from the government. And in the slide, they have the first picture, which is like in a lecture start, the lecture phase, from the lecture assistant ahli to the lecture to the associate professor and unto the professor. So this picture at the time when the regulation from the Menpan RB like this is very famous, right? How there is a lecture look the system, the hierarchy from the assistant ahli, lector kepala, and until the full professor. So many just at the time in 2023, they try to learn. It's very long process becoming a professor, and then they should prepare many documents. They should prepare many official paperwork, which is from the teaching, research, and community service. And it's like how we look in fact the condition we are in the administrative regime at the time in terms of the regulation and some and also one problem the university in that time they give the punishment. So I'm wondering this is university academic field, but why the university they always give us the punishment? I don't know. Here in Luna, in this university, the government, the state director, they give the punishment or not? Yes, yes, that's good. And I'm very different, like station strengths. And sometimes, if the state, if the director will cut my memory, go ahead, please. Yes, I know from Baba. So that's why we come here. Welcome to Indonesia. So that's very different. In our impact and day, the director, they very easy to say to talk about. We will stop, we will cut your remuneration, your remuneration, we will cut. So this is like punishment. We talk in academic field, university, but the state, in the elite university, they think about the punishment, like contradiction. Okay, next.
15 minutes left. 15 minutes left.
Okay. Yes, this is many lecture I really frustration and disappointed. This is I have many friends from Pakistan. They they're similar with us with me. I think from Pakistan is maybe it's not too much system like us, but from Pakistan and also bring up the most important from Pakistan is something. because totally they are from the government, from the Minister of Education, from Minister of National Education. PTND we have something like a more little bit freedom, little bit autonomy, but from the PTN subject, they don't have autonomy because they're totally controlled by the state government. Okay. Yes, this is one picture. I think it's very interesting for me. How we can illustrate the condition about lecture at the time. This is the Minister of Higher Education, National Education. They reject the deadline. 15 of the time similar with the Ramadan because Ramadan every month 10 days moving, right? And why this is coming from one petition from some activists, teacher lecture activists, who will protest the decision from the government. And finally, the government they extend the submit from the Indonesian lecture and after the Ramadan. Okay, this is the petition from one chain or G, how to protest the regulation from the government. Well, this is main application for the Indonesian lecture. I don't know, Omar, Lina, and tetapi I think this is different, right, from the docent packet from here. Omar, it's different. You don't have many, no? Okay, you don't have anything like this. You have system, right? Same with me. Okay, it's similar, right? But also there's in every university there's also more application. It's different from every university. Like in UNPAD, in AF, they have more similar, they more application which is designed by the university. Like me, we have of course yeah, we have of course SIP sistem education, SIP sistem informasi penelitian dan pengabdian masyarakat, and also we have SIMPEN sistem kepegawaian, and also we have system SIMUN sistem remunerasi. Maybe around I check maybe around 15 until 20 applications we have. This is originally from Dow, right? Jali, which is the most problem at the time, 2023. Garuda, this is from the publication. And Siakat, every comes, I think we have the Siakat. Sinta, we have same. Sister also we have. Bima also from the research. And this is application for the private university. Sipinter from the MLB, which is from in Jakarta, and they have some private university, and also there are Arjuna for the Arjuna team. And yeah, I checked maybe I have around not including Scopus Web of Science, maybe around 15 under 20 applications. We should check the password and username every year. Okay? So this is why I'm interested with the article in the Compass. This is wrote by Professor Sulistiawati Irianto. She is a professor from law faculty. She wrote about guru is docent, guru docent. It's according to how we are lecture, but we are like labor under the academic system. Just every day we should report, we should make a perform outcome every day, every month, every 2 months, every semester, and Bu Sulis, she mentioned about the blue process. This is one article at a time. After the government official announced the MPLB rendition, it's published in the Compass, and wow, it's just like controversy from people, the lecture, agree, docent, guru docent, but at the same time, they are coming from disagree with docents dalam school. Okay. And the next slide, the next big picture is coming to how docent protest. This is like perubahan administrasi pemilihan, like AD, like SKP, and I think 1 week at a time after the protest from the announcement from the Menpan they Kompas Daily, Kompas Daily, they report focus about the uh, uh, this issue from the lecture. Also, this is one interesting for me. Bahar Sejarah Nestapa Dosa Indonesia. This article wrote by lecturer from University of Jakarta. She wrote about sejarah. As I mentioned, this is application for the Indonesian lecture to submit every report. Let's say for me, starting from I'm starting as a lecturer since 2004. I should correct many things, many documents, So you can imagine how I can get the document from 2004 and the time 2023. So that's the problem for the selector. And sometimes they also want publication from Kompas, perguruan tinggi bukan topik dulu, something like controversy issue similar with the article from Sulistewati. So this is part of the condition at the time from conversation websites, and also there's from Kaukus Kelas Akademik. It's like how docent lecture give have the union lecture, and also you can look in the next picture. It's like picture how lecture in every day they should prepare, they should focus on the in every day, also in the when they sleep they should the dream is from the administrative law. This is the picture about the condition lecture Indonesian lecture. It's like pengajaran, research, teaching, pengabdian, common service, PKD, publikasi, panitia, committee report, administration, sister, tugas tambahan, head of program studi, head of the this center, etc. So this is what the problem about Indonesian is multitasking woman, because they should have anything about the research, publication, etc. Yes, and the next picture about this is from the one observer, dosen Indonesia terancam tenggelam dalam administratif. Okay, so the next slide, I think this is the context about internationalization. I checked from many academic journals, academic publications, why do we have problems about administrative communication? Because it's connecting to the structural transformation of global level. What the problem is, we are trapped in neoliberal system of capitalism. Why we are in the neoliberal system capitalism? Because we are in the take into the market mechanism trap. Why we we should have international class, the student more number of students, because and the kind government from the ministry of education, the student they should have internship maximum 20 credits, maximum 20 credits, and they can convert it to the SKS credit in the program study. So I think we are in the market mechanism now. And the kind, in fact, the student they should intensive magang on the campus, but at the same time, I look this is one of the program, one of the how capitalism interact in the higher education. Next, I change. Yes, this is. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure in this university there is no group or Okay? Oh, no, this is very complicated also. Equal. Sometimes for my friend from Germany, they talk EQA, because they are very, very complicated. Equal one, plus, and etc. So you can see there is. My question is that why the government they have legal something like football league. Yeah, I know this is the government trying to make education to give the intensive incentive for the which university they get more active in the student, but why government they should mention media like like a premier, like Liga R. So this is the problem I think. So this is I wrote my one article in Compass in 2022. I wrote about tyrannometric inheritance, and I look from one book, very interesting. I think the tyranny of the matrix from Jerry Muller, and I wrote that there are many system in higher education which is come from tyrannic from the metric system. And I wrote my conclusion is that this is we are under the tyrannic navigation, like meditation, like equal, like another system which is the metric system. So yes, this is the world campus ranking. I don't know. The moment this university also looking the ranking university or not? Not yet. But we should look into that. That's very important. With the number ranking. Because if the bad ranking, the record, they will campaign, wow, we are good ranking, bad ranking from last year, and next year we should go the bad ranking. So the government director will give to, hey, government, please give me more money because we are now the better ranking. Okay. Yeah, this is the benefits and influence ranking of the world economy have long been. But I think I checked some latest issue. There are some of the universities they try to decline to reject the ranking university. I checked there are a university Zurich, the Switzerland, and also University Utrecht in Netherlands. Now they are trying to reject to decline the world ranking university. This is we are trying how to get the ranking university. The campaign from the candidate sector. First one, they should mention we are becoming world class university, even in the fact the facility, the infrastructure, resources, not international class. It doesn't matter. But in the campaign, they should mostly important we are moving to world class university. Okay. So yeah, this is the fact how Indonesian system of education look try to most concern about higher education ranking, and you can see this is also you can look how Instagram ranking. So Instagram ranking, I think maybe in next year there is TikTok ranking in university, but there's the fact no, yeah, it's the fact and GAP is number three. Yeah, under the Harvard, under the Oxford, yeah, and also again campus is the one the metric, also the metric from Instagram and also maybe from metrics website and also from business. So this is as I mentioned, this is from genetic system government and the university try to make to get the trend as the Instagram ranking. This is the Utrecht University. They reject the world class university ranking and also Zurich. This is very interesting, I think, because we can look and try to learn why like Utrecht, like Zurich, they don't they don't understand again about the ranking university.
Our time is up.
Okay.
Proceed to the.
Okay, this is possible. I think I try to provide you some of the problem with education I think the most important agenda for me is how we can start the reform of the bureaucratic in the higher education. This is not only like just a campaign, just a speech campaign, but I think for me, this is like a political agenda from lecture. We are we are working in the academic field, okay? But I think maybe all of you, faculty members from this faculty, will have many experience on this in our university, and I think you can feel how your the university they not too complicated to understand. I think Muhammad he has 15 years experience in working as a professor, working as a lecturer in Malaysia. I think maybe they are similar problem, but I think Indonesia is more complicated. I think tapi the master from there, right? From Ohio, right? Yeah, Ohio. Columbia University. Yeah, I went there when I stayed in Wisconsin just to take a picture in the library. Yeah, yeah. I think political agenda is how we can start the reform, the political reform to the system. And I think the second one, I remember when I stayed in Wisconsin, they are in the US, maybe not Slovenia. They are also they have system academic track and also administrative track, right? Uh, if someone will focus on the academic and the academic track, they should have the teaching research. But if someone they focus on the administrative track, they can have a position like dean, like they have department, like anything position. So in the case they don't have much time to research to teaching, but they can teach, they can research, but they focus on the administrative that in the system. So I think this is we should consider about the system because if we look one just on one system, I think we have more complicated. And the next one, I think we also have a system about the like the transfer, like the immigration. I think like in the US, in the Europe also, if I have one have position in the Lyon, if I can move, I can get in a position in another place to get your experience, to get your challenging. So I think because in Indonesia we are totally until we are pension, we retreat, we still in one. Yes, yes. I think why we consider about if there is one promotion like me from waiting can get more another position, promotion in one another university. I think it's open to discuss about the system. Okay. So I think this one, last one, this is why the lecture should have the union. Uh,
I'm sorry, Bapak, because time is up.
yes, this is the reference, and this is one quotation from the Usuris menjadi dosen sebagai manusia birokrasi kalau merupakan sebagai dosen sebagai dosen lecture as a labor dosen dalam startup. Well, I think that's enough from my presentation today, and please let me know your feedbacks, your comments, and I'm glad to answer your feedback, your comment, because now I still write my research about this issue and it can break up for this music. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Okay, let's start Q&A session. First, Ibu Nina, and then I'll continue with Mas Fulpon, and then because we only have 10 minutes left, then please Ibu Nina.
Yeah, okay, thank you very much for the long lecture. So my yeah, the content of the lecture is like identifying and criticizing the heavily bureaucratic nature in the lecture. And I would like to ask, well, you suggest that we need a bureaucratic reform. But other than that, I would like to ask, what is the solution other than the bureaucratic reform, and what should we do about it? Thank you.
Okay.
Or I can.
Maybe we collect,
Okay.
and then you can answer. Mas Furqan?
Okay, thank you very much. I just want to continue the question from Nina, because when we talk about the administrative burden for the lecturers, we're also talking about the quality assurance for the lectures itself. So I think they also have internal quality assurance and also external quality assurance systems. I've learned from Dr. Tati today about internal triggers and also external triggers. It's one of the parts of behaviorism theory. And I think I'm just wondering, asking about if not applying or employing the administrative burden, what should we do? Did you do comparative study to see another models or other models that can be, like you have mentioned in your closing remark, the governments need to make simple rules. I have no idea what kinds of simple rules, because from my experience as private university lecturers, I think what actually had been stated by the governments, they give even if the burden of administration is too high, but they put the lowest standard, not the highest standard, as the standard of each of the report. For example, like in BKD, we only required 16 credits for all the T-Dharma. And I think this is the, maybe it's not ideal, but this is the minimum standard should be achieved by the lecturers. So if not administrative burdens, how can we ensure the quality of the higher education, especially for the lecturers? Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Maybe you can answer. One more from Pak Bambang.
Terima kasih. Thank you. Pak Rahmat would like to ask similar to what we have situation in terms of qualification, especially what already mentioned by Furqan, is about quality assurance. So we also, and you mentioned that UNJ has some kind of experience with consultant from Germany giving help, right? So why are we so crazy about numbers in the context of accreditation? It look like there's no other way or no other solution how to handle accreditations more efficiently, effectively, so not based on numbers that you can recognize as is university or something that you need to do. Thank you.
Okay, Bapak, three questions from Bu Nina, Mas Furqan, and Pak Bambang. We got the
Okay, well, thank you, Budina, for the student. Well, the first one from Budina. I'm concerned how to minimize the system of asynchronous. The first one, reform is how the government should minimize minimum top application, as I mentioned before. Okay, how question is that it's possible the government to design the application system is like single system. At the same time, I discussed with my friend from the government, from all the stuff. It's impossible. Why? Because it's like a project, something like that. I'm wondering why it's project, because yeah, project it's like financial, etc. But the important thing I think is that problem is too much just obligation. For me, it's better if single single application system for the lecture. Like in the civil right system, we have NICA, NICA can split to uh, uh, another for the sport or etc. So I think the first one I'm concerned about why we have just one single application in terms of research or journal application, and this is uh, the request as I talked with some friend in the networking in the Serikat Pekerja Kampus, it's like teacher lecture union lecture in some university and I'm joined with them and I talk with them what is their needs, how the government they can provide a single application system so we can more effective, more efficient, not much time, wasting time to look because for me the middle, yeah, I'm from the middle career track, and also the problem is from the senior lecture, which is from 60, they don't understand. They forgot what's the username, password. So that's the problem. For me, it's okay. For the junior lecture, which is they are from the millennial lecture, from they are under the 30, they are active with the IT. But for the veteran, for the senior lecture, they have kept technology and IT on the system. Many system and one I met with some senior lecture, which is just from just master degree, and she told me that I wish I more to be retained. Why? I asked why? Because she told me that she's very stressed with many education. So if she retrain very fast, they are very happy because they try every day to look the system from admin, please dosen 8% tunggu sampai jam 12 malam dan every day. So many Indonesian lecture who just master or maybe which is 60, 62, 61 before 65, they are very happy if they don't continue as a professor because they are very happy not making the main application. So the first one we read about how to reform the and the second one I think about the program uh, from the government, which is like cool, like the uh, remuneration or maybe something, another project. It's not the focus on technique in the field, not from administrative dimension, because and sometimes when I my experience collecting my document, promotion my position now because in last year I just started from my position as the associate professor. I need 2 years to prepare the documents. Bagian pegawai yang so it's crazy. Why my document is one container? But because they still for me to provide the hard copy documents. Because I should collect from 2020 and from 90%. So it's very complicated. But consider my document was lost in the bagian document. I need 3 years to become a process. Last year I officially my position as associate professor. So this is look the problem. This is in Jakarta. You can imagine how in the region, in the daerah, in Java, in Sumatera, in Kalimantan, in I don't know where I come from. In NTB, from which university? Okay, I cannot imagine my friend from the public university. So I'm in Jakarta like that. Okay. So the second one about the program, they should focus on academic. And the second one, your question about quality assurance. Yes, this is sometimes we have like a target every semester, right? Like 16 credit, but it depends the condition in program student. If the ratio lecture and student is like ideal, I think the lecture can knock out credits. But if the condition is not ideal, ratio lecture and student, I think the lecture they will have more credits, and that's the problem because sometimes we should teaching every day, from Monday to Friday, like like elementary teacher in school, because there are many courses, class A, class B, class A, class B. One course there are two class, one class. Sometimes class A, B, and C. Two class I think is okay, okay, but there are three class, four class. So imagine there are many class, five, six class, A, B, C, D, E, F. So it's the problem. When the lecture, they can write more reflective writing, they can discuss like me, Joy did. There's no time because they should coming every day and teaching like from the morning to afternoon every every day in the week. So that's why I think the problem quality assurance is problem in the case. So I think the main point how we can look the target lecture not too much credit, but please give them another opportunity to like make collaboration, like academic field, academic intellectual, meeting, gathering with colleague with another university. So that's the problem. And last one for Pak Bambang. Yes, Pak Bambang, we have our study on Germany as years ago. So I have three faculty in India. We have contact consultant. They will check and they will come into the lab to like visitation and they will grading and then will grade in the grade what is the grade reputation in the national basic. And I talked with my friend who working in a team. Was it's very expensive fee contact from one faculty in this case, in this JC. And uh, yeah, I think there's no solution because the government, the university, Wage, uh, they try becoming international accreditation because if they credit and they have a good reputation, they will mention, in our website, in our administrative document, we are accreditation by in Indonesia the name is FIBA, FEPAA, FIBA. Okay, so it's like one achievement from university becoming accreditation international, but sometimes the problem is that if we have achievement as international accreditation, sometimes in fact we have a problem about this gap from the standard international, from teaching international, as I mentioned about the foreign scholar coming, like visiting scholar, visiting lecture, project, like here, uh, have almost fellowship, right? It's good, I think, from foreigner, Indonesian national Indonesian citizen, but they are registering in the project is my program. Because I have some friends, they coming, they got the compost fellowship here. So this not to invite to the project accreditation, but the international standard not compatible. Like facility, like here we can live in the convenience place. Sometimes when we have problem about the class in the classroom, we should, we don't have class for mobile. We have classroom. So that's how many lecture they teaching by online. How we can go to the international class, but at the time we don't have classroom. So that's the problem. And the classroom still not standardized. Sure, like we have like a meeting, like audiovisual. So that's Jakarta. Can you imagine how in Kalimantan and Sulawesi? So this is my reflection. My reflection. Okay, in one hand we are support the internationalization. I mean, I can support from my experience, from my position. I can go to get some funding from foreign. I got some fellowship position in foreign. At the same time, there are many professors in university. They cannot speak English, so it's the problem. The university they try to go. You should go to international, but the professor, many professors in my university, they cannot speak English. They can write paper like Scopus, by team, which is mentioned as a team success. Like in Canada. Like in Canada. They have team success, 5 or 3 unit lecture, which is they can give they can pay 20 million rupiah to be Scopus. But I think because they take professor just from the income economic perspective, they will give the uh, incentive professor. Yeah, that's compatible. Pay Scopus Q1 20 million, and the 20 million and staff team success they will save 5 million, one personal 5 million. So three people they will have 15 millions every person. So team success like that. So now I'm thinking again how becoming a professor in university. Because from my generation, look look the professor position. It's like like what I got is dedication. I read one article in Forbes last week. It's from Professor Win Butati from Ciputat. The article is GBH, Guru Besar hanya nama. The professor just name. Why? Because the professor just concerned to get the incoming to economic income perspective, not to the academic production. So the professor who wrote the Compass, they mentioned that now many Indonesian professor just name Guru Besar hanya nama. So that's my reflection, and thank you for your comment and feedback. And I'm very happy to come here, Pak Bambang, Pak Dian, thank you so much. Tapi Nina, Bu Sherry, and Budes Tira. And thank you, and student. Thank you so much for your comment. Thank you.
Thank you, Bapak. The applause for Pak Rahmat. Now, after your speech, I realized why faculty assigned me as your moderator. Because I'm from Dikti, and then your lecture about administrative review, and I'm part of administrative review, ya Pak. And maybe just adding one information that Dikti now has an application, one single application, which called Satu Dikti. And it including sister, Benedictine, selancar PAK. Yeah. 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 Okay, thank you very much. Now it's time for the souvenir from Faculty of Education Triple IU. Okay. Photo session first, Pak Rahman. Pak Rahman, please. Thank you. Now it's time for the souvenir from Bu Dean, Faculty of Education, to Pak Rahman. Lunch conference. Photo, please. Thank you very much. Thank you very much again, Pak Rahmat.
Yeah, and you can come back to your what's that educational other educational activities, but I just would like to let you know that I'm the one who survived in this administrative regime, but you can imagine how hard I should work with those of the application, and I did it myself, not transferring to others. Thank you.
Very big applause to Budina. And thank you very much for coming. We'll see you in the next lunch talk. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.